Okay, welcome to this month's Runner Office Hour. This is becoming a tradition happening during the hackathon. So without further ado, Steve, I'll turn things over to you, and then we got some MRs that are good candidates for review. So we'll just get things started.
Yeah. Hi everyone. So unless there are any questions or any things that we want to discuss during now, I can start reviewing some community contributions that I picked up this morning that I think are a good candidate. Yeah. Awesome. So let me share my screen. So I thought we could start with a fairly simple one, which is a documentation change. The documentation changes are fairly easy to look at and merge. So I'm just gonna look at this because it's been hanging for a while. So we should be able to try to merge it. So this one is talking about using a private registry for the Kubernetes executor. And looking at the comments here, documentation changes usually go through both two kinds of reviews. So a review from the technical folks, people like me, and a review from technical writers, which are the people who own the documentation. And there are a lot better writers than I am for sure. So I see this one was reviewed both by Marcel and Susan, and they approved it. So from a grammar perspective, documentation perspective, it seems to be all good. I just need to verify if it's good from a technical perspective. So this is one, is adding, linking to Kubernetes docs, and then it's going here. Config. And this is about, I'm guessing this is talking about our hand chart actually. In this case, secrets. So I just need to check our hand chart if it actually supports this because I'm not aware of that field. Go to make sure that we get this master. So image. Yes. Okay, so basically what this merge request is doing is just documenting the image post secrets that we already have here. That seems to be fine. One concern I have about this is that recently we added support for Docker auto-config. So we look at this GitLab. So before with the Kubernetes executor, the only way you could use private images with GitLab Runner is using these image post secrets. But recently, we started supporting Docker auto-config even for the Kubernetes executor. So if you specify this as a variable in your CI job, you can use that authentication to pull in the private images. I'm gonna merge it as it is, but what I will do after this is open up another follow-up merge request to specify we have more options than this. And the reason I'm doing this is so we get this community contribution in, but then we iterate on the documentation to make it even better, because this is good, but it can be improved later on, and we can expose it a bit more. So what I'm gonna do is leave a comment here. And I'm going to try and find the issue quickly. Okay, let me try and find once again. So this one. So I'm gonna add this comment, and with GitLab we can resolve this thread with a new issue. So we'll do this. Give it a proper title. Labels. And then we can merge this one right here. So this it was a simple documentation change, but I didn't want, I don't think we ever showed what the documentation merge request looks like and what kind of flow it goes through. So I wanted to show that really quick.
Well, I appreciate you doing this for doing a simple merge, because I think it looks like this has been sitting around for a while, but it's a good idea to get this merge and improve it later on. I mean, yeah, go ahead, sorry. Yeah.
No, it's always kind of a case by case basis, and it's something I always struggle with personally, like if we should merge it as it is and then improve it later on, or if we should ask the community contributor to fix it. I still don't know what the right answer is, so it's kind of going on a gut feeling at this point.
Right.
So far, it's never been like a bad experience, and I think we've actually had returning contributors just because we merged their merge request and we improved it later on. So so far, it seems to be working fine.
Yeah, no, I think it may have been reasonable to suggest adding additional info there if this was just open, but I think this works well. And the other thing I just wanted to mention was that if it's like a truly simple change, like a typo fix or a grammar fix, then I mean, usually technical writers will just merge them as is without even checking with engineers, in this case on the runner team. But if it involves like a validation of like a technical feature or something, then engineers will get pinged. But if it's a simple one, like you'll typically see them merge like right away.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, the technical team is very, very responsive when it comes to merge requests. So yeah, as long as they're not blocked by us, they're usually merged within a few days. So this one is added to the merge train. That will be merged as soon as this pipeline passes. So we can ignore that for now, and we can move to the next one, which is adding a new setting for supporting Docker ulimits. So we have an issue around this where the Docker executor, we already have limits for the CPU and memory, but we don't have support for ulimits. Now, Docker, if we just do a quick search of Docker ulimits, basically it's a way for us to limit certain priorities and things like that. And we can see this as well if we do Docker run, for example. If we grab for units, we can actually see this. By default, it's empty. And so far, we always send empty to the Docker API. So if we have an issue attached to this merge request, and that is always the best scenario. We have an issue that's already discussed, and we've already have some good ideas of what we need to implement and why there's the need for it. So it would be just a matter of reviewing this. They're like usually if we just get a merge request out of the blue in the sense that we never really discussed or anything like that. First, we have to go through the discussion period. Like, is this what we want? Why we want this? How it's going to help our customers and so on and so forth. But since this is pretty clear what needs to be done, we don't have to discuss that in the merge request. So ulimit. Here it's adding a new configuration file, which is a map string. And this is getting the units. So this is doing the translation stuff. I'm just gonna look at this first. It's getting the units, checking if there's an error, we're returning that error, and then it's attaching it to this one. So let me check out the branch. I know I this So one thing that I'm already saying is We added stuff to the config.go file, but I do not see any config_test changes. So probably this part is not really well tested on a unit level, but I suspect it's tested on an integration level here. Ideally, we should have both on both levels, just so we make sure we test everything. But let's see. Let's open up this file. So let's go to this. So we seem to define a file we call Docker config, and we're overwriting that. Here we test what unit, and then pass the Docker config get your limits. Okay, so we're calling this function directly here, but this test exists in the Docker executor, not in the config test. So one suggestion that I think is a good idea is to move this one into the config file instead of the Docker executor one, and then the Docker executor one will be a proper integration test. So this is this. In the meantime, let me look at the test itself, see what it's doing. Soft implied values. So we're giving it a map. File. Okay, so the way we seem to be translating this is its name, and then it's soft hard. Here. So let's see if that translates to something. So single value limit is translated to name. So if we just specify one value here, it's going to be for both things, which makes sense. And then if this is a string, that would mean that is and should also assert there is an error here, because here if we expect an error that we are checking that we get an error, but here when we don't expect an error we're not checking, but there's no error. So let me add that as a suggestion. Let's see. So one other thing that comes to mind, it seems like I haven't looked at the function yet, but it seems like we're parsing strings and then translating these strings, which from past experiences, it's never been as straightforward as possible and not very, if we want to change the parsing, we would have to do a lot of breaking changes and things like that. So I'm going to see how Docker specifies it. If it's the same, we'll stick to this. But if Docker specifies it in a different way, we might have to change that. So okay. So here it's doing the same thing. Okay, so the only thing I'm afraid of this is the parsing of it, right? I think if we have a different structure of using string, let me key for each one. So for example, let's go to example. Right now, go to Docker executor and specify the limit. That would be I'm not even sure how that translates to Tom. Give me 1 second. So I'm just trying to understand how the user is going to configure this. So I make sure it makes sense. This just press that. So for example, let's just look at it. So let's do that should print all our configuration. So let's see if the configuration loaded is properly. Oh, never mind. I updated the wrong config. Give me 1 second. So the limit seems to be empty here. Let's see if I'm doing something. Should be nice. You can see that the limit production updated here. So this is how a user would have to set it up. So what I'm thinking is maybe having a structure. So it would be very, very similar to what we have for node affinities here, where we have the key operator and values. We'll have something like this, for example. It was 5, for example, socks. It was 4 and about it's a bit more clear. If Docker ends up introducing either a new field or new meanings to these, we can easily add a new key here to whatever it equals to, for example, and we don't have to mess with our string parsing whatsoever. Before we used to do it like string parsing, but like things change out of our control, and like we've always had headaches with this migrating to a new structure. Like for example, one case was services, right? Before you used to define a service from the config.toml file with just the name of the service, but then we wanted to specify aliases and so on and so forth, more configuration with the service. Before it used to be just a string, but now it's a complete structure. So that resulted into a bunch of changes. I'm not 100% sure if this is the right choice or not. So what I'm going to do is just add a suggestion and see what the contributor thinks. So those are my two suggestions here. Let's see. Since this is a map of a string, one thing that we also have to keep in mind, these are not settable by our environment variables. When we specify env colon in the name, that means that when I do register, I will be able to set them by environment variables. But in this case, since it's a complex structure, which is a map, that is not something that we can do. So it would be redundant, and I think it will also be confusing to the user that, hey, I was supposed to set this up at Docker ulimit, but it's not working. So first, we'll see how we decide regarding this, and then we can discuss if we should remove this one or not. Now, The last thing to check is the coverage of the test. And we can give me coverage out of the box when I just run the test. Most of it is covered apart from person limits. So maybe we can get coverage by doing this. It's important to get all like I wouldn't say all coverage, but if we can get the coverage fairly easily, it would be better. So yeah, it's testing the soft limit one, so we just need another case for the like this. We should have full coverage on our method, and like this we make sure that we are actually listening each side we were supposed to use. Let's try to this one. Test. So we're ranging through the limits. Creating a new limits struct, the name, and then we're splitting the string via the colon. Then now we have units, which is 1024, and the person, this one, should be fair. This right here. Sublimit is 1024, and error is none. This case, right limit is 0. And we are supposed to be returning the error. So we are returning the error here. And why isn't coverage being shown? Okay, it is shown. Did I have an old report by mistake? Yeah. Okay, there we go. It's just I had the old coverage showing, that's why it wasn't showing that this part was covered. So here we added 2 new test cases. So, I like to give like a Git overview of how the change should look like, just because it gives an idea of what I was asking for, and like if the user does not understand my words, or it's a bit more actionable for the contributor to see what I was asking for and what should be done. Just in case they're not familiar with the code base or something like that. Do this. So for now, that seems to be it. We'll discuss this part asynchronous. We'll move the test, and I asked the contributor to add a bit more tests, and then we'll see how that goes. We'll submit the review, and every time we submit a review, I like to give like a wrap-up summary. And that's it. We have 10 minutes left, so I don't think I will pick up any merge requests because that's not enough time to review a merge request. But if there's any questions whatsoever or anything you want to discuss, I'm more than happy to answer.
Cool. No, I mean, thanks for doing this. It's the second one definitely was more involved. But no, glad we got to review documentation as well. Like you said, I don't think we've done that before. So yeah, Maria, I don't know if you have any questions or anything else related to Runner in general. Hi, Maria. Yeah. So yeah, hopefully you found it helpful. I mean, if you missed something, they'll be recording on this on YouTube channel as well. But yeah, if you happen to open a MR on Runner, feel free to ping Steve directly. You don't have to wait for to get triage. So
yeah, I'll be more than happy to help. And
yeah.
if I'm at capacity, like I don't have time to review it in a timely manner, we have other 4 team members, so I'll pick one of those and they'll help you out as well. So yeah.
Right. Okay, thank you very much.
Right. All right. Thanks, Steve. Have a good evening. Right. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.